مرحبا بكم إلى الجير الأول. نحن مجتمع من العديد من الأعمار والأنساب الذين يعطون معا لخلق الفن، المتعة، العمل الجاد، التحدي والاسترخاء، وجعل السهرة خلق مساحة عامة ومحترمة تشهد الصدق وتعليم كيفيته ورايته، ووضع من بعضنا البعض نمارس القيادة والمطالبة بصوت عام في مجتمعاتنا إلى الخروج إلى العالم. مرحبا.
مرحبا.
Sagat cha first generation ma. Yo samacho jahami tilabara belaunchum ra art ko sichana garsum. Ramro garsum, dukha garsum, aram garsum, deri dukha garsum. Wikinchum ra achamba kam ko sichana garsum. Eka kala adar garsum ra eka kama mile ko sichana garsum. हामी बाइबी खुना सक्छौं र हाम्रो आवाज दुनियामा खुम्चाउँछौं. हाम्रो कला र कर्किकाको मतमबाट शिक्षा दिन्छौं. स्वागत छ.
Karibuni kwenye first generation. Sisi ni jamii ya vijana ambao tunajiunga na watu wazima, kuunda sanaa, kupata burudani, kupumzika, kupeana changamoto, kukua, kufanya mazingaombwe, kuunda mazingira salama na yenye heshima, kujua kujengana na kusaidiana. Tunajifunza uongozi wema na kutuma ujumbe kote ulimwenguni kutumia michezo. Karibuni.
Bienvenidos a Primera Generación. Somos una comunidad de muchas edades y ascendencias, unidos para crear arte, divertirnos, trabajar duro, relajar, crecer, hacer magia, crear un espacio seguro y respetuoso, sentir conexión y aprender a fomentar y apoyar unos a otros. Practicamos liderazgo, clamando una voz pública en nuestras comunidades y enviamos mensajes profundos hacia el mundo a través de nuestras obras de teatro. Bienvenidos.
Welcome
to first generation.
We are a community of many ages and ancestries who come together to create art, have fun, work hard, relax, be challenged, grow, make magic, create a safe and respectful space, feel connection, and learn to nurture and support each other. We practice leadership, claim a public voice in our communities, and send powerful messages out into the world through our performances. Welcome.
It's early in the morning, and I'm watching my father with other village men making drums.
Ni asubuhi na mapema, na nikimtazama mzee wangu na wanaume wengine kijiji wakitengeneza mangoma.
I want to learn how to make drums. It is hard work, really hard, and it takes a lot of strength.
Natamani kujifunza namna kutengeneza mangoma. Ni kazi ngumu sana na inahitaji nguvu nyingi.
We lived close to a lot of trees, and my father cuts the wood for the drum from a big tree. He takes the skin of a cow, sometimes it's a zebra, scrapes off the hair and puts it over the fire. Then they leave the skin in the sun for hours.
Anachukua ngozi ya ng'ombe, muda mwingine pundamilia, kuparua nywele, kuweka juu ya moto, akisha tuke jua kwa muda.
They pull and tighten the skin around the wood. The drums may look the same, but they all sound different. Our drums sound like a heartbeat. The drum is my clock to get up early in the morning and go to church.
Ngoma zetu zinasikika mapigo ya moyo. Utamaduni wetu
Our
umejaa
culture is
dancing
full of
na
dancing
muziki.
and music.
Tunaitwa wabondo.
We are called
Na
babondo.
bado nasikia watu wetu wakiimba.
And I can still hear our people singing.
Namaste, मेरो नाम पूर्ण गुरुङ हो।
Hello, my name is Purna Badur Garong.
म सबै कुराको बारेमा बताउनेछु।
I will speak about everything.
म भुटानमा
In Bhutan, I lived with my father and his 4 wives. So I have a big family with lots of brothers and sisters. And all of us work to feed our family. We worship Buddha.
हाम्रो गाउँलाई पिपलीबारी भनिन्छ।
Our village was called Pipilibari and it had only 3 houses. On the other side of the hill, there were few more houses. We had very good land. Me and my brother worked on farm, taking care of our cows, goats, and sheep. We also grow maize and make chupi to sell.
जाउने र बिक्रीको लागि घिउ
On sunny days, we played in the field all day. At the sunset, we went home with our animals. I will be so tired when I get home, and my feet will hurt from running all day. When we run out of rice or anything at home, we had to go to the market to buy what we needed. 4 or 5 of us would go together, and we will walk for weeks to get to the market.
त्यहाँ पुग्न हामीले एक हप्ता
We carry everything on our bag, our bedding, our dishes, and our spoons and knives, so we could cut on the journey. We slept in the forest, waking up, walking all day, every day, for whole weeks to get to the market.
दिनभर हिँड्थ्यौँ। तर भुटानमा के
Something changed in Bhutan. The government gave us document. They gathered all of us together and asked us, where do each of your family member came from? What is your religion? They divided us into 7 groups, F1 through F7. 1 could stay, 2 was maybe, but 3 and 4 had to leave Bhutan, and so on. I was 1, but my wife was 2. We didn't want to lose each other, so we both left our homeland. That's how they forced us to leave. I don't know why the government did that, Soldiers began to burn and destroy the houses of family who didn't want to leave. Men were tortured and put into prison. Women were raped, and so many were killed. I left Bhutan with my wife and my little daughter Dilu and many family members. We left our home at night. We couldn't take anything with us. Some had money and went in big trucks. Some took buses. There were so many children crying from hunger. When we got to Nepal, the first place we stayed was on bank of river Mai in Japa. Many became sick from bad water and passed away. We stayed there for a year, then we were relocated. We moved several times. Finally, we end up at Kutnabari, where they give us small patch of land and bamboo to build our own hut. My children, Krishna, Anand, Manisha, Smiti, were all born in Kutnabari. Then we moved to Belangi, stayed there for 3 years before we moved to the US. In Nepal, it was hard to live, hard to eat. We had no money. It's good here. Here, I can send my children to school.
My mother was always dancing when I was little, and when she danced, she would sing. She danced while she did her chores, while she washed the dishes, while she swept the sandy floor, spinning around and always moving. She was dancing all the time. She taught me how to dance when I was a baby. She would take my little hands, moving them around to teach me. I loved dancing with her. I was always watching my mom dance. She danced the cultural way, like this. She showed me how to move in that style. She showed me the way to do Nepali dances with special jumping and singing moves that I used to do, but I don't remember now. I danced at parties in the village, and people loved my dancing so much that they would give my mom money so she could buy things for me. Clothes and a big hat to stop me from getting sunburned. When I came home from school, she would cook chili dishes and I would sing for her. When I was 6 years old, I wanted to join a dance class. Since we didn't have money for the fees, my mom sold 3 of her dancing trophies to get 500 rupees to pay for the dance class. If I missed one day, we had to pay a fine of 20 rupees. I was so excited to go to dance school, but then I learned the teacher was really mean. He was yelling and hitting us when we made mistakes. After a while, I told my mother I was scared to go, and she told me, "Okay, I will teach you instead."
السلام. أنا اسمي فاطمة محمد.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fatima Muhammad.
أنا متولد في مدينة اسمها طون.
I was born in a city called Tanj in the state of Bahar al-Khazal in South Sudan. In Tanj, we spoke only the Dinka language, but I also spoke Arabic and Four because my father was from the Four tribe in Darfur. Tanj was a beautiful city full of greenery, but I remember only death and blood and nothing else because I was born in the middle of a war. We left our beloved Tanj when I was 7 because the war had become unbearable. We left with only the clothes on our backs and went to Baba Nusa. We stayed there for 2 years and then left for Khartoum, the capital of Sudan. When I was 13, I was married to a man 25 years older than me. I would cook and take care of the house, and then, because I was still just a little girl, I would run outside and play with my friends. But my husband was abusive, and I had to leave him. Later, I was able to remarry. I had my first 4 sons in Khartoum: Hambora, Wadi, Adoma, and Mudassir. After Mudassir was born, we went to visit my husband's family in Darfur for the Eid holiday. There was no war at that time in Darfur, and my husband wanted to help his family with the farming. I farmed with my mother-in-law and sisters-in-law. Women in Darfur are expected to work really hard on their farms. My husband was an experienced baker, so he worked at his family's bakery. Our son Ihab was born during this time. And then the war broke out in Darfur. The Janjaweed were killing us. They took everything, raped women and men, and left you with a bullet in your head. We had to flee to a refugee camp to find safety. In the camp, I sold tea in a small shop because despite the war, I still wanted my children to have a better life than I did. Intisar, my only daughter, Muntasir and Wael were born in the refugee camp. Then we finally escaped to Khartoum. After a month, we took a train from Khartoum to Halafa and traveled 2 weeks on the Nile River by ferry. My children slept piled on my lap for the entire journey. Mu'taz was born in Egypt. Giving birth there was very bad. Us Sudanese are treated as less than human. I would rather die in my country with my dignity than to live with such conditions in Egypt. But I had to do what was best for my children. After almost 4 years in Egypt, we were finally given a choice of which state in the US we wanted to move to. I chose Massachusetts because I heard that Massachusetts is the best state for education. I have always wanted my children to be educated. Now I can see that dream becoming a reality before my eyes.
If you happen to be walking in the south end of Holyoke,
In Springfield,
on Plainfield, at 6 a.m. in the morning, you might have seen an 11-year-old boy,
A 10-year-old girl,
an 9-year-old,
2 brothers walking side by side.
a silly girl,
on the bridge near Race Street,
crossing Liberty,
walking up Beach Street,
On Prospect,
twirling his hat around in circles.
Hello, jina langu ni Jacques Asani.
Hello, my name is Jacques Asani.
Familia yangu inatoka Kongo.
My family is from Congo, and that's where I grew up.
Hiyo pia
that was also the first time I saw people making drums. I went to them and asked, how can I learn how to make drums? They said, sit here and I will teach you. They taught me how to prepare and cut the skin and how to put the skin tight over the drum. From then on, I became a legend. I'm making drums. I made 3 different kinds of drums and started playing them in church. I never wanted to leave Congo. Congo is a beautiful country. I grew up in Baraka, near Lake Tanganyika, with ships coming and going from Tanzania, Zambia, and Burundi. Behind the lakes are beautiful mountains and forests. I became a pastor, and I had my own ministry. We served God, and at that time, we were praying for our country because of the war. It was a big war with death in every corner. I lost my family and friends. Bloodshed was everywhere. It hurt, but I kept telling myself, I am not going to leave my country. I never wanted to be a refugee. Then suddenly, I had to leave for safety. To get to Tanzania, we had to cross the huge lake. I left suddenly at 3 in the morning and walked 6 hours to arrive at the lake, where I found many other people trying to get out. There were people from my church there, and I started praying, asking God, how are we going to get to Tanzania? And then God said, I will bring a boat. Later that day, I heard a voice telling me, Jacques, get ready. The time has come. A boat had arrived and it was ready to take us across the lake. I was only able to bring my Bible, a few clothes, and of course my drum.
Na ilikuwa tayari kutuvusha ziwa. Niliweza tu kuleta Biblia yangu, nguo chache na bila shaka ngoma yangu.
I remember getting on the bus like it was yesterday. It is the first time leaving my village, and it is the hardest moment of my life.
Nakumbuka kupanda basi kama ilikuwa jana. Ni mara yangu ya kwanza kuondoka kijijini kwetu, na ni muda mgumu sana kwenye maisha yangu.
We had to leave behind most of our things, but the worst part is leaving my grandma.
Ilibidi tuache vitu vyetu vingi sana, lakini mbaya zaidi ni kumwacha bibi yangu.
And it is so hard to see my grandma crying. We are saying goodbye at the bus and she won't let go of my mother's hand.
Na ni ngumu sana kumuona bibi yangu akilia. Tukiagana kwenye basi na hataki kuachia mkono mama yangu.
For a moment, my family doesn't want to leave. But then we decide to get on the bus. Some of my family
yangu.
stays with my grandma. She won't let go of the bus door, and the driver is getting angry. They have to call the security guard to hold her down.
Hataki kuachia mlango wa basi. Na dereva amekasirika. Inabidi muite mlinzi ili amshike.
And we are crying, watching her through the window, because she is our only grandma.
Tunalia, tukimtazama kupitia dirisha, kwa sababu yeye ndiye bibi yetu pekee.
Both sides of my family come from Puerto Rico and Europe. I was raised on arroz con grandules, tostones, pasteles empegao, sofrito and empanadillas, and my mom's amazing chicken wings. And her dancing? She taught me salsa, bachata, merengue, and hip hop. I'm proud of my culture, but I still don't know how or why we came to America. Most of our family stories stay hidden, locked, shut, and forever untold. Too many secrets. Our secrets are worn out, stretched out hand-me-downs, and we hold on tight to our hand-me-downs. I could tell you some of those secrets that I only just started learning, but I won't. Somehow, my mom and dad met in this small city called Holyoke. My small city. So small that I can recognize people's faces walking down the street. So full of Latinos that almost anyone else stands out. Look around. Vines and concrete, broken bottles, nip bottles, needles, the sound of tires bouncing and crunching over potholes, the pop of a muffler, or fireworks, or a gun, and gentle blessings. Bendición, always followed by Dios te bendiga. Anyways, my mom and dad met in this small city called Holyoke, and it turned out this way. My father went to jail before I was born and has been there ever since. And my mother, well, we were on our own, and let's just say we found very creative ways to live. I have more family secrets than family stories to tell. And lies. I always had to lie when I was little. There was never a whisper or a wink. Mama just said, "Remember?" And I knew exactly what I needed to say, and I didn't even need to rehearse. She knew I could handle it. We shared a knowing of what was true and what wasn't, but we never spoke about which was which. She would tell me, "The peoples, are going to ask you the same question over and over again to see if you will change your answer and to catch you in a lie. Who lives with you? It's just me and my mom. Do you have your own bed? Yes, I have my own bed. Are there any substances in the house? What's a substance? Oh, my mom smokes cigarettes. Where does your mother work? She works at Dunkin' Donuts, at Racing Mart. We made up lots of stories just in case. It feels like my whole life has been a secret. Walking in the south end of Holyoke.
In Springfield.
On Plainfield.
At 6 a.m. in the morning, you might have seen an 11-year-old boy.
A 10-year-old girl.
And I'm old.
Two brothers walking side by side.
A silly girl.
On the bridge near Race Street.
Crossing Liberty.
Walking up Beach Street.
On Prospect.
Twirling his hat around in circles.
You might have wondered, what is he doing with his hat?
You wouldn't know all the secrets she was hiding. And that by the time she got to school that morning, she made sure all those secrets were tucked safely away so he could have a normal day.
I talk to myself.
On my walks to school, I have whole conversations with myself. I might begin.
Today's a weird day.
My coat is a little tight on me.
It's cold outside and I have to pee. Why am I sweating under my coat? It's so cold.
You know, I really hate veggies. A lot of people don't hate veggies.
Imagine being human. Can't relate.
I could have whole conversations with myself and not be bored. And I have so many questions. Like,
what if we are really the ghosts and the ghosts are actually alive?
What if heaven is earth and earth is heaven?
What does God believe in? What if God is an atheist?
What if planet Earth was alive? What would she say to us?
Do you think weapons have feelings? Do they want to be weapons?
Do the voices in your head ever tell you to make soup out of your fingernails?
How does somebody get rid of really bad memories if they get stuck in their head?
I could also say nothing and not ever get bored. The way I work is weird. I don't mind a lot of things that other people hate, and I hate certain things that others don't mind.
For example, I really don't mind doing nothing. A lot of people hate doing nothing. I love doing nothing. Patience was never my problem.
Love. Now, there's a concept created by humans.
It's a feeling.
Technically, it's a chemical. A reaction in your brain.
There's a spiritual aspect to it too.
Anyways, it's real and we put it into language.
We gave it the name love. We gave it a definition.
I would like to say I've experienced love. I mean, romantic love. But the closest I've come to love is eye contact with the Target cashier.
Or the Walmart security guard telling me to have a good night.
Or when I was in line at Six Flags for the Thunderbolt, I looked across to the front of the line, and there's this young man standing there. Beautiful tan skin, sunglasses, big, full lips, and he was in a tank top. Just standing there with some girl next to him. I was looking at him, and then he turned around. So I waved. He waved back! Yeah, we're in love.
Anyways.
Everything is so fucked up. Puerto Rico?
That was an awakening.
The injustice. Puerto Rico has been a colony for the longest time. So much so that more Puerto Ricans live outside of Puerto Rico than on the island itself.
Why do people have to leave their homes to be safe and to create a good life for their families?
Nobody talks about Indiana. It's just a state.
What do you think hair tastes like to brushes?
Why do I have certain irrational fears?
Why do I hate green beans? Why?
What if we are the aliens?
Why can't I remember being born?
Does anybody remember being born?
What if our lives are really a simulation that others are controlling? You know, when you're at a Michael's or Joanne Fabrics and you pick up a bag of beads.
And the bag breaks somehow accidentally.
And the beads scatter and go all over the floor.
And then some of them just roll away under the display rocks and they're lost.
You can't reach them.
I feel like one of those beads that's missing, that can't be found and put back in the bag.
Anyways, that was 6 years ago.
7 years ago.
So long ago.
It happened such a long time ago.
And this is now. So why does it still hurt?
Why am I smiling if it hurts so bad?
I know why.
It's because I can't let everyone know what's really going on.
And by the time I get to
by the
school,
time-
And by the
And
time I get to
and
school,
By the time I get to school.
I've made sure that all my secrets are tucked safely away
tucked safely away.
so I can have a normal day.
When my family first came to the US, I did not know about the racism here. ما في ذو كلامنا عن الريسيزم هنا في أمريكا. When we first arrived, my parents were relieved because they didn't have to worry about the war. We would be safe. It was amazing. Us kids could have as many cookies as we could possibly eat. Dad was able to get a job pretty much right away. We could go to the supermarket and get anything we wanted. The schools were so much better than in Sudan and Egypt. We could all go to college. And of course, my parents decided that we would all become doctors. At first, I didn't see the racism and how the white kids at school talked to the black kids. أنا ما شفتها. How people are perceived because of their color. I didn't understand the divide between black people and white people. I didn't know that opportunities for black people are so different than for white people. I couldn't imagine that someone could be scared of me. I didn't know that here I need to be aware of my surroundings at all times. And I did not know that people could be so isolated. أنا قلت أيامنا هيكونوا أحسن. I thought we are finally safe. Then, one day in school, the teacher puts on a movie. And this movie is about a 14-year-old boy, a black boy named Emmett Till, and how two white men, beat him to death because he talked to a white lady and because he looked at her. I remember scoffing. This can't be real. I can't believe that someone could actually get killed for talking to another human being. This is horrifying. Aswashihum ma'amalu. What they did to him, that beating, how is it even humanly possible to make someone's face so unrecognizable? I was crying inside. But I never talked about it to anyone. I was too busy being a boy. No need to sit down and talk about my feelings. But from that point on, I felt fear about racism in America. I became scared of white people. Not always, but a lot of the time. I began to have nightmares. I'm 13. Is this going to happen to me? How many people have gone through this? مشكلة الناس شنو? What is wrong with humanity? Then on another day in school, I'm reading this book called Night. And I learned about a teenage boy who went through the Holocaust. And I see everything so vividly in my mind. People being pushed into ovens. Thousands and thousands of people naked out in the snow, walking for miles on these death marches. I see the boy and how his father dies. I see the bodies being stacked in the trenches and dumped into holes in the ground. Kev the hustle. How could this happen? مشكلة الناس شنو? What is wrong with humanity? I want to cry, but I can't. I'm afraid, but I can't show it. I have to look normal on the outside. Then one day in school, this girl confides in me. She says she has no one to talk to, nowhere to go, and she just wants to die. And I don't know what to say, because in my head, I'm thinking, who hurt this girl so much to set her on this path? Why isn't anyone helping her? مشكلة الناس شنو? What is wrong with humanity? How could it be that she has no one? I'm shaking. I have no idea if I'm shaking on the outside, but I'm definitely shaking on the inside. أنا ما قدرت أني سعيدة. I couldn't help any of them. And now, I feel like I have blood on my hands.
How? They stole my Spanish. It started in
preschool when I was surrounded by people that only spoke English.
Things were fun in
Things
preschool.
were fine in preschool, and I had plenty of friends.
I did have a stutter. So they made me take
speech therapy to help with that and to learn English.
It was only me
It was only me at first, and I felt it wasn't normal because of how the teacher would grab me and pull me out of class.
As I grew older, the
teacher would take me and the other kids who spoke Spanish out of class to teach us English.
Before long, they were so successful that we all forgot how to speak Spanish in our daily lives. I was only left with a few Spanish words. Gracias, de nada, agua, gato.
Ahora todos hablaban español en casa, menos yo.
Me dejaron solo, sin mi español. Now, everyone at home spoke Spanish except me. Gracias, de nada, agua, gato.
And also all the other children who were driven away from their Spanish. All because the state of Massachusetts banned bilingual education in public schools. Gracias. De nada. Agua. Gato.
The ban was overturned after 15 years, finally allowing children to learn in their native language until they could understand English. But it was too late for me. I'm taking back what was stolen from me by the government when I was so young. I'm slowly becoming my mother tongue. I'm taking it back.
Es mi español.
Es mío.
ठिकै छ म तिमीलाई सिकाउने छु
Okay, I will teach you instead.
नाचिरहे She was always dancing.
ऐसे डोरे डाले काला जादू नैना काले तेरे में हवाले हुआ सीने से लगा ले मैं तेरा ओ दोनों धीमे धीमे जले आजा दोनों ऐसे मिले जमीन पे लागे ना तेरे ना मेरे पाँव रे
Be safe out there.
I will.
If you ever get stopped by the police, don't argue.
I know.
Always keep your hands where they can see them.
I know.
Do you have your ID with you?
I do.
Don't be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I promise.
Be careful.
I will.
You will always fit the description.
I know.
It's not about right or wrong. It's about getting home safe.
If you happen to be walking in the south end of Holyoke,
In Springfield,
on Glenfield at 6 a.m. in the morning, you might have seen an 11-year-old boy,
A 10-year-old girl,
a 9-year-old,
Two brothers walking side by side
a silly girl,
on the bridge near West Street,
Crossing Liberty,
walking up Beach Street.
on Prospect.
you might have wondered,
Uh-oh. Don't make eye contact.
Uh-oh. Don't make eye contact.
He looks dangerous.
She looks scared.
Looking around, Clutching bag.
Is she scared of me?
Should I speed up?
How do you see me?
He could hurt me.
Should I take my hands out of my pockets?
Looking around. Clutching bag.
She is scared of me. Should I smile?
Should I cross the street?
I'm confused.
I'm scared. He could hurt me.
I should be scared of you.
Look around again. Clutching bag tightly.
Should I make eye contact?
I need to cross the street.
I am just walking. I just want to walk. You think I'm a threat? I want you to know that I'm scared. Are you ever going to see me for who I really am? When we left Egypt, I felt like I was losing a part of myself. I wanted to cry, but us boys are not allowed to cry. My brother said,
No crying!
Ma tabki. So I held back my tears for the entire journey to the US.
You are a tiger!
And if I cried when I was hit, I would get hit again. I was always told to stop crying. So I stopped crying. I held back my tears when I lost my uncles and aunts. I held back my tears when I saw Emmett Till's face and understood what Dad done to him. When I learned about the death marches, I held back my tears. When my friend said she wanted to end her life, I held back my tears. What if my friend does commit suicide? Am I allowed to cry? I can clench my fists in anger, but I'm not allowed to cry. On the outside, I'm always calm, cool, and collected. I never show what I'm feeling.
Because I'm a man, right? That's what men do.
Sometimes, I can't even tell the difference between a good feeling and a bad one. I know what it's like to live life as a man who can't express his feelings, and it scares me. I'm trying so many ways, using so many tools, but my feelings are stuck.
You're a man.
How many times have I heard those words? There's a whole bubble of pain in my heart, and I have no idea when it will explode and what will happen when it does. I'm tired of acting. I'm used to it. I can handle it. But just because I can handle it doesn't mean that I should live this way. I am not that person. I will not silence my emotions. I will not isolate myself just to maintain this wall of masculinity. See me. See me. I am an artist. See me. This is who I really am. I am a young black man who's not afraid to be gentle and kind. That is my mother tongue. I represent the undisputed love that we can share as boys and men. I am just what this world needs. I am my own revolution.
Wazazi wangu walinipanga Namtangelwa Hassani.
My parents named me Namtangelwa Hassani.
Jina waliotia kwenye nyaraka zangu za Marekani ni Hatanjera Hassani.
The name they put on my US document was Hatanjera Hassani.
Shuleni wananiita Hassani.
And school, they call me Hassani.
Familia yangu inanita Julita. At home, I am Julita. I am 11 years old, and it's the first day of school. I am so excited about starting school in the US. I'm wearing a white polo shirt, blue pants, and my hair is in braids.
Nina miaka 11. Ni siku yangu ya kwanza ya shule. Nina furaha sana kuanza shule nchini Marekani. Nimevaa shati nyeupe ya polo na suruali ya blue. Nywele zangu zimesukwa na ni siku yangu ya kwanza ya shule na nimeshafika chelewa.
It's 8 a.m. and I'm late already on my very first day of school. The principal greets us and tells me, "You're not supposed to wear this. Our uniform is a different color." They have a closet full of uniforms. She opens the closet and gives me these big khaki pants that are so stiff. They feel like they've been stored there for 10 years. So I change into those clothes, and now I need to go to my classroom. Now, Gopa, I'm so scared. Please do not ask me anything, because I do not know how I will answer. Siongea Kiingereza. The only words I know are yes, no, and good morning. Where am I going to sit down? Nitakaa wapi? Why is everyone staring at me? Wait, are they talking about me? Nadhani wote wananiongelea. Should I introduce myself or what? You know what? I am just gonna sit here and be a good girl. I wonder what she's teaching. Is that math? Science? History? What is it? Anafundisha nini? Nimechanganyikiwa. I am so confused. You know what? I am just going to wait until I see numbers. Then that'll be math. And if I see anything from long time ago, then that's history. My name is on the board, but they spelled it wrong. And when the teacher says something, I think maybe she's calling me, but I'm not sure. Oh no, she's coming this way. Please, please, please do not ask me anything. I'm scared that my classmates are going to laugh at me. Why is she smiling at me? Wait, she's black. Maybe she speaks Swahili. Maybe she'll understand me. Subiri, yeye ni mosi labda anazungumza Kiswahili. Oh, damn it. She does not know how to speak Swahili. I think maybe she's asking me if I want to use the bathroom. Oh Lord, save me today. I am just going to say yes, just in case. The classroom is so loud, and I cannot hear the teacher. I cannot understand or even process anything. Students are misbehaving and talking back. I don't understand what they're saying, but I can see that they're being disrespectful. And the teacher is frustrated. On my first day of school in Springfield, I decide that I will never, ever be a teacher in the US. No, not for me. And then what happens? I fall asleep at my desk on my first day of school because it's so boring. And my teacher comes and wakes me up. I'm frustrated. I'm tired. I don't know what I'm doing here. And I really miss Tanzania, where I knew every single one of my classmates.
If you happen to be walking in the south end of Holyoke,
In Springfield, Plainfield.
On Plainfield. At 6 a.m. in the morning, you might have seen an 11-year-old boy.
A 10-year-old girl.
An 9-year-old.
Two brothers walking side by side.
A silly girl.
On the bridge near Ray Street.
Crossing Liberty.
Walking up Beach Street.
On Prospect.
You might have wondered,
Why is he dressed like that?
Why are you asking?
are you a boy or a girl?
Are you?
Are you...
How do you see me?
On Plainfield?
How do you see me?
On Liberty.
I am me. I just want to walk.
So are you?
If I wear a skirt, can I walk like this? Can I walk like this? Or should I walk like this? Is this better? Like this?
In Springfield?
Wait. Does this make you uncomfortable?
And Holyoke?
Do they see my broad shoulders?
Do they see the stubble on my neck?
Should I be scared of you?
There are stories.
Of beaten.
Of stabbed.
Of strangled.
Of blood.
Of another and another
And another.
trans girl
Brown.
Black.
killed. Naomi Skinner. Ariana Mitchell. Gwen Araujo. Rita Hester. Venus Extravaganza. Islan Neros. Yahaira de Alto. Amari Lay. Paloma Vasquez. Duval Princess. Tatiana LaBelle. Cypress Ramos. Mia Love Parker. Will you kill me? I won't hide or pretend anymore. I spent so long trying to be responsible for things that were completely out of my control, and I've scrambled so hard to find something to grab onto, to find safety. I've tried to be someone that people would like, to be funny, to be lovable. I've tried to be digestible, to make sense to people. But I'm not even the same person I used to be. The walls came down and I figured out that my body was not made to support my spirit. I realized the world would never understand my discomfort. Awkward lips, limbs jumbled around a large, lumpy me. On the inside, my soul is smooth, gliding gracefully. My body could never master that state of being. The truth is that I was never the person that I let people see. I was never him. He is someone who is afraid of his own shadow. He is a boy. I am not a boy. It's never been that way for me. This hair that grows so fast, cargo shorts down to my ankles and chest puffed out, not me. I am not the fresh fade, the lineup. I am not that nene lindo. Sometimes when I hear the rhythm of drums, when I move, my soul takes over, guiding my body in and out of confidence and certainty. My heart soars. My beautiful chaos may not look like much, but this is my revolution. When I dance, I am someone else entirely. I'm not handsome. I'm pretty. I'm beautiful. And when I move, this false body, I am my own revolution.
There are 30 kids in my ESL class, and they all speak Spanish. The teacher speaks Spanish too. And sometimes when I don't understand, they translate into Spanish for me. I am the only person who can't speak either English or Spanish in this whole building.
Niko katika darasa na wanafunzi 30 na wote wanazungumza Spanish. Mwalimu pia anazungumza Spanish. Muda mwingine wananitafsiria Spanish na bado siwaelewi. Mimi ndiye mwanafunzi pekee ambaye siwezi kuelewa Kispanish au Kiingereza katika shule hii, na ni mimi pekee ambaye naweza kuzungumza Kiswahili.
Kids tease me and throw water on me. And some of them say, "Don't sit next to her. She got Ebola." So I always sit alone. It's the same when we have to line up. Nobody wants to stand next to me.
Wanafunzi wananionea. Baadhi ya wanafunzi wanasema usikae karibu naye, ana Ebola. Kwa hivyo mimi hukaa peke yangu kila wakati. Ni sawa pia wakati sote kusimama kwenye mstari na kuna anayetaka kusimama karibu yangu.
I have nobody to stand up for me. So it has to be me against the whole world. I don't tell anyone what I'm going through, not even my family. So I decide to be the quiet girl, the peaceful girl.
Simwambii mtu yoyote kila ninachopitia, hata familia yangu. Kwa hivyo sina mtu wa kunitetea. Nimeamua kuwa msichana mtulivu, msichana mwenye amani. Na itanichukua muda miaka 2 kupata rafiki shuleni.
And it will be 2 years before I make my first friend in school.
Wait. How do you say your name?
She doesn't understand you.
Do you speak African?
Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth?
Did you guys ride elephants to school?
Do they even have schools in Africa?
She could have Ebola.
Do you speak Spanish?
Hey, do you speak monkey?
Are you dumb?
ask her if they wore clothes in Africa.
Did you guys hunt every day?
Did they wear shoes in Africa? She doesn't understand anything.
She doesn't understand
understand
anything.
anything.
ID's out. Everything got off. Get your ID's out. ID's out.
Wait, man, I can't take this off. Let's go.
Thank you. All right, grab your stuff. Go to fast. Back on table.
Good morning, everyone. Please get your books out and turn to chapter 4, page 123.
I have been so emotional lately. Every single thing makes me want to cry.
Will you please turn to chapter 4, page 123?
I'm so bored.
I have no idea what's wrong with me. My emotions are out of control.
I'm bored. LOL.
Mr. Mitchell, please get back to your seat.
Miss, why do we have to learn this? What's the point?
Nobody here is prepared. You keep talking and you're not going to pass. I don't see one person in this class that's prepared.
What am I even doing here with this rude ass American kid?
Jaden, put your phone away.
And annoying teachers.
You look like a D student.
I can't believe she just said that. Miss, why are we learning this? What are we gonna use it for?
It's on the test and stop interrupting.
Shaking my head.
And if you don't pass the test, you're not passing this year.
Miss, I still wanna know. Why are we learning this?
And if you don't care, then neither do I.
I can't believe she just said that.
I don't want to be here any more than you do.
Shaking my fucking head.
I'm so
Bored!
Thank you.
Fuck! I hate this damn class. What the fuck? Am I saying fuck too much? Shit. I said it again. I sound so American. I'm so cool.
Miss, can you please explain to me the difference between gaining knowledge and memorizing useless piles of crap in order to pass tests?
Miss, is that gonna be on the test?
Amazing. Because this fuck word sounds so fucking natural.
Everybody wants to be American.
What does America offer anyway?
Have you thought about joining the military?
Hashtag brainwashed.
Isn't it amazing how America messes with everybody's mind?
The United States of America, built on freedom and justice for all.
Freedom and justice for all.
Hell no.
This country was built on native blood.
And African blood.
Hashtag who's history teaching us anyways? They were users and killers. Why aren't they in jail?
If you listen, you might learn something.
Oh, wait! Maybe because it was legal to kill natives and torture Africans.
No laws,
the trauma they put that African through.
Raping women just because they thought they owned them?
Well, guess what? I don't have a choice about this either. We have to get ready for these tests.
Gonna stay here all these years and act like they own this place.
If anyone should have a say about America, it should be the natives.
And the Africans.
Christopher, if you don't take that necklace off, I'm going to snatch it off.
I can't believe she just said that.
Who do you think they're gonna believe? You or me?
I can't believe she just said that. I'm so bored.
Mikey, will you please put your phone away?
Miss, I'm confused as hell.
You're probably gonna end up in jail. Just like your brother.
What the fuck?
I get paid, whether you pass or fail.
Oh my God! What time does class end?
Not everyone is college material.
3, 2, 1.
This call will be recorded and monitored. I have a collect call from
an inmate at a Massachusetts correctional institution, NCI Cedar Junction. This call may be monitored or recorded. The use of three-way or call waiting will disconnect the call. Please hold.
If you happen to be walking in the south end of Holyoke,
in Springfield,
on Plainfield at 6 a.m. in the morning, you might have seen an 11-year-old boy,
a 10-year-old girl,
a 9-year-old,
two brothers walking side by side,
a silly girl,
on the bridge near Race Street,
crossing Liberty,
walking up Beach Street,
on Prospect.
Maavasam.
Yo soy la voz.
I am the voice.
Mimi ni sauti.
Ana صوت.
Of the welcomer.
Sagat garniko.
Ya kuwakaribisha.
من أهلا وسهلا.
The good and the bad.
السيء والجيد.
Mazuri na mabaya.
Ramro and Ramro.
Lo bueno y lo malo.
Peace.
Art.
Creativity.
I am the voice.
Yo soy la voz.
Maavasam.
I am the voice.
Mimi ni sauti.
أنا صوت.
The unwelcome.
The silent.
المسكوت.
The suppressed.
The oppressed.
The angry and the scared. The people who cross our borders.
Watu wanaopita mipaka yetu.
Those who never heard.
The voiceless. I am the voice.
The people that want change.
Las personas que quieren. Watu ambao wanahitaji mabadiliko.
Hami paribatan chahanchu.
أنا داعي الخيار.
The ferocious.
The truth.
Teens.
The youth.
I am the voice.
Hate and love.
The people that get abandoned.
The confused.
The defenseless.
Yo soy la voz.
Mo avasum.
I am the voice.
Mimi, ni sauti.
Ana so.
Justice.
Justicia. The united.
Resistencia.
Movement. I am the voice.
The empowered.
I am the voice
Of my ancestors.
Ya babu zangu.
Mirpur khabata.
I am the voice.
Yo soy la voz.
Mimi ni sauti.
Ma, mimi, ana, yo.
I am the voice of
Nguvu.
Hoa.
Sakti.
Poder.
Power.
I said we're gonna start this conversation by introducing ourselves, and I'm very sure that all of you guys wanna know my name. But we're gonna start this way.
Hello. Hello, I'm Charlotte. I use she and they pronouns. Yeah.
Can you say languages, please?
Oh, languages. Yes, languages. As you heard, English and Spanish, and also Spanglish.
Hello, my name is Manisha. Pronouns I use is she, her. The language I spoke was Nepali and English.
Hello, I'm Julita, she, her. The language that I spoke was Swahili and English.
Hello, people in the bottom and people up there. My name is Moise. I use MJ, pronouns he, him. The languages I spoke on stage was Kiswahili and English.
Hi, Lolly here. I go by any pronouns. The language I spoke on stage is English and a little bit of Spanish.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Montasser, he, him. The languages I spoke were Inglesi, English, and Arabic.
So, as he said, that we're gonna start this conversation by sharing your thoughts and any questions that you had you might ask. But we have some questions, and one of the questions that we ask usually is, did you see anything that resonated with you? Or did anything connect with you? Or did you feel connected to anything that you saw today?
We ain't got that much time.
And anybody can start. Hands.
We have a mic.
Raise a hand.
And of course, our languages are welcome.
Can someone say that in 3 different languages? All languages are welcome for feedback.
أي لغة هنا اتفضل لم جيبهم.
Tunakaribisha lugha yoyote.
Spanish?
Todas las lenguas son de eso, yo no sé.
Just welcome.
What? Bienvenido.
Bienvenidos.
I want to say something. First of all, you are absolutely beautiful up
Thank
there.
you. Thank you.
And I connected with almost everything that you said in relationship to feeling unwelcome in places, feeling afraid of the police, feeling bored in school, feeling misunderstood. I have conquered much, if not all of that, but I am now 70 years old and it took me my whole life. So it was really supportive to me to hear and see what you were doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other hands? There's a hand here.
We got 1, 2, 3.
Just because it's easier that way. I was the one to joke that we don't have that much time. I don't have that much time to go into everything that resonated with me because you touched on so many different things. That different, that fear, can't cry, so many different things. But I think the thing that is just ringing in my head louder than anything else is something that was not given to me. I want to make sure that you got this. If you love performing like this, if you love being in front of people, if you love this, you go after it. Don't let anybody tell you you shouldn't do this. I loved being on stage, and my mother absolutely hated it because that was not a good professional career for someone like me. And anytime I go to performances, I always see, man, I wish I could. And yes, I've had a chance in my older years to do a little bit of playing around and, dabbling in it, but where you are now, who knows how far you take it, who knows where it ends up, whether you write or perform or whatever, or direct. If you want to do this, if you love doing it, do not quit, do not let anyone tell you no, because you'll never be whatever. Just keep at it. So I at least wanted to say that.
Thank you.
I have a question for any or all of you. Hearing you talk about the education system, if there were one thing that you can change in the education system as you're going through it, what would you give highest priority to?
That's a good question. You want to answer the question?
One thing?
One thing?
One thing? I think I could answer that. The one thing that I would change about the education system, specifically in the United States, is I would make it more welcoming and more supportive. Because many times, all of the time, in many cases, immigrants like me, immigrants like them, immigrants like us, immigrants like you, we step into this country, bam, 3 days later, it's illegal not to be in school. Go to school. We don't know the language. We don't know the people. We don't know the culture. Now we have to survive in this foreign land. Our parents don't know anything. They don't know the language. Our siblings are just as lost as we are. The world, the education system beats us down and tries to shackle us from the very beginning. And once you focus all of your attention on learning this language called English, you begin to forget your language. You begin to forget your culture. They take it away. Speech therapy. Oh, you're stuttering. Come here. We got this. You forget all of it because you want to fit in. And that disconnects you from your family. That disconnects you from your culture, from your country, from your parents. I feel like that's the one thing that, one of the many of thousands of millions of things that we need to change. Yeah.
But we can also add high quality education. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
I would like to add that what we think is education has actually nothing to do with schools. I mean, what we think is education, and that has things to do with schools. The foundation of the school system of the United States is used as a tool for colonization, for abuse, for the erasure of entire cultures and religions and practices and ways of life. That is not education. It's assimilation. Education, if you learn something today in these church pews, education. That's education right there. And that's all I have to say about that. Go, Julie.
Thank you so much, all of you. This was definitely powerful to watch. For me, I'm from Boston, and I just got here to Western Mass, so I was interested in hearing Holyoke, Springfield. I think for me, it was really powerful to see you all just move on stage. I feel like the body absorbs a lot of trauma over time, especially as younger folks. And there was key moments when you were holding swords. There was something that really opened me up viscerally, from my gut to my heart. Watching you move with the swords, bringing me back to being a child and going through domestic violence, and in a household that was dark, just like what was seen when you were dancing to the hip hop music. That just sparked something in my mind. Like, wow. I'm just curious, what was it like for y'all to move on stage? Like, you know, anyone's welcome to answer this. I'm just curious, like, what is that feeling like for you all to do that?
What do you want to say?
You want me to answer? Okay, I guess I'll take this one. You may or may not know this, but ensemble members of the first generation ensemble are at first not trained in theater most of the time. Some of us grew up dancing. Some of us have danced on stage and like in mother tongue has been the first time they've danced on stage in public in recent years. For me, I'll speak for myself, there is a language in dance, as you all know, but for me, dance is reconnection to my body. Everything I can't say in words, I can dance it out, and I know things will be okay. So for me, when I get up on this stage and I dance, everything that I'm doing, that's all paragraphs. That's the second half of my monologue. Okay, the dance is not separate from the piece. The dance is the second half of the piece. And so I believe, and we at the Performance Project believe that movement is a key to understanding the human soul. Thank you.
I'd like to add on. For me, being on stage and moving on stage, talking on stage, and being on stage, I always like to say that during performances, when I step on stage, there's not a single place on earth that I'd rather be than here on stage. And I'm young, there's a lot of places I'd rather be in a lot of situations. But once I hit that, it's ingrained in me. It's trained in my body and my soul. And like when you said with the sword piece, yes, it's violent. Yes, it's a lot of things. But it's also my culture, or the culture I grew up seeing, doing, dancing, singing, and performing. I played with the animals, with knives, And moving on stage is so freeing, and speaking on stage is so freeing. And it's like my shackles are being broken. When do I ever get to yell? Yeah, I am the voice. When do I ever get to yell that? Yeah. If I yell that at home, yeah, I yell that at home. Who's making all that noise downstairs? I yell at that school. Hey, that's a detention. You shouldn't be yelling. We need to be at a level 1 speaking voice. Oh, speaking voice. So
Was not.
And I'm young. I need this energy. I need to move. I need to express. I need to and that's how I express myself. That's how I heal, by moving, by gesturing, by dancing, by flipping, by all of these things. And it's freeing and healing to move on stage.
Oh, right here.
Hi, I just want to thank you all so much. I think what was really critical for me was that you were so in my face about the kinds of things that I don't think young people are allowed to say to adults. The other thing that was incredible was your intensity, your facial expressions. And I just want to say to the young woman, second from the right, no down right there. Okay, you were both great, okay? The joy that you showed in your dance and just how you embodied your dance was just gorgeous, just gorgeous. So I just really want to thank you. And MJ and you, the two of you had these very interesting roles. You gave so much to your quieter roles, especially this young woman. I'm sorry. Lolly. Yes, you put 100% into every action you undertook, in any movement, any vocals that you made, and I just wanted to say that I really saw that and it mattered. And MJ, you were fierce with that toxic masculinity. You scared me, really. So thank you.
It's on.
So, question for all of you guys.
I can't. Is it on?
It's on.
It's on.
I think we could use a little more volume on the audience, please.
Okay. Okay, question for all of y'all. If you guys were given a time or a choice in like life, would you guys go back to your countries if there was like no war and all that?
I want to answer the question.
Go on.
If there was no war or any violence or slavery or anything like that, I wouldn't be here. Because I believe that nobody likes to experience what's going on right now, or nobody wants to be an immigrant. As I said, or maybe you guys heard from the monologue, but I don't like being an immigrant, and I would be happy to be in a country that I feel safe, that I look around and I see my brother and my sisters, and not to be looking strange like I got 5 heads or something like that.
I also wouldn't be here.
Vamos para Puerto Rico.
मेरा आपसे एक सवाल है. Sorry, that was Hindi. Since all languages are welcome, I'll begin with that.
Yes, sir.
I have a question, I have a suggestion. My question was, and it's very interesting because you used a song, which is a Hindi film song, from a film called Happy New Year, while she was actually dancing a traditional Nepali dance. Okay, so there's already, and actually she's not even from Nepal, she's from Bhutan. So there is already, do you see what I'm trying to get at? So that's a question, why did you pick that particular song? Because it's a Hindi film song, it's not even, and it's not like Nepali, so there is not enough Nepali songs to pick from.
Oh.
You got a question, girl.
I grew up watching Bollywood. I'm biggest fan.
So that was exactly what my point was. Your immigration experience is actually threefold, right? It's from Nepal to, like, from Bhutan to Nepal to India, and this is actually a very common problem. You know, people think everyone in India only listens to Hindi film songs. That's not true. I know 3 other languages which are actually just, spoken in my own household. My suggestion is, the only time that y'all are using the swords is for the dance. But the way y'all have used the props, I mean, that the drum, it starts as a drum, but I mean, the way that y'all have used even, what do you call the cloth thing.
it just transforms, right? Because it actually becomes so many different things. It becomes a stool, it becomes a stand, it becomes a bucket, it becomes a flowy thing. So many of those were used. I suggest, especially in the scene where the school begins and you had the metal detector, I would have loved to see a sword being used as a metal detector.
Oh God, please. It's a good suggestion.
Because it's so visually clear what is happening. And you all have been using property, so it's not like you all are miming everything. But that's a suggestion that you all can probably use.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
so
feedback.
much.
That's a good idea.
Yes, that's the next question. I'm sorry. Okay, one of the other questions that we asked is, did you see anything with your new eyes today from the performance that you just saw?
Say that again.
I'm gonna repeat. Okay.
Nice and loud.
From the performance that you saw today, Mother Tongue, did you see anything with new eyes?
I especially saw your story about being an 11-year-old girl and coming into school, and I found it very moving. And the man on the end, I saw you're talking about walking down the street and being seen or not seen in certain ways. I found that very moving as well. And of course, your dance.
Thank you.
Question is, did you see anything with new eyes?
Where?
Oh, yeah. Hi, you guys were amazing today. Really proud to see you guys evolve, grow. And what I saw from a new eye is the piece between Matasa and MJ. I'm moved by everything in the piece, but that piece just reminds me of my brother. Recently, also, I just lost a cousin due to violence. Just made me think about my uncle, who every time I've called hasn't cried or shown any emotion, but I know that it hurts him because he lost a 25-year-old young man. And me not being able to, I could tell him it's okay to cry, but don't even have the language to welcome that he doesn't have to be strong for me. At the same time, I'm doing that, not crying to him, so we all putting on this facade. That's something that was, I saw through my new eye, and what's going on around us. And I saw there was nothing about Gaza, but what's going on in Gaza, I saw that. What's going on in Congo right now, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Can you hear me? I'm so nervous right now. So first of all, the vulnerability and the honesty you showed up there, knowing just how nervous I am right now, I just want to thank you for that. So, and it's like hitting home. What I saw with new eyes is that I am an educator, and I know about the laws that you talked about, and that only being allowed to teach and speak in English in the schools. And I thank you for sharing your perspective on that, because it's really powerful, and I really appreciate that. And also being an educator, I know that like with our students, the culture in an education system is that, thank you for your patience with me. The culture in an education system is that somebody who doesn't speak English very fluently, it's a liability. And so you sharing your beautiful languages and just like hearing those and sharing those as just the beautiful expressions of who you are was a gift. And I really appreciate you doing that. And so thank you for that.
I just want to say what's been said several times. There was so much that spoke to me in this, and there were so many times I really wanted to applaud in the middle, and not wait until giving you all applause at the end. Each one of you brought so much to this. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I've seen bits and pieces of this piece, but never from start to finish until today. And so this is a little bit of a different kind of response to your question, but for me, something that felt like watching through new eyes was that seeing it from start to finish, the repetition that's included, the connective threads of ancestry, or your, I don't know if it's parents, grandparents, your family story, and then current story, just brings whole new meaning to the pieces that I've seen before. They were always powerful to me, and just super meaningful, and I don't know, but there's a whole additional layer when you can thread in all of the ancestral stories and the cultural stories with the current moment and your current stories. So it's like a whole new level of depth. So I was really excited to get to finally see it from start to finish for that reason.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a hand here.
I just want to thank you for the education that you have given us tonight. It was amazing, so thank you so much for that. You've expanded my heart and my knowledge and my sadness also, but thank you.
Thank you.
One or two more?
One more.
No, I meant the audience, like any last couple things that the audience would like.
Yes.
We had a hand right here.
I just want to say that I saw this piece a few months ago, I think, and the development, what it has become, it's kind of amazing, really. It was so beautiful. It was so touching and so funny in places. It was just, I'm going to cry. Really great. Congratulations, all of you. But some of you, I think, are new, more new. You were in it, the three of you on the end. But I think maybe you're more, newly members. Anyway, it was great. Really, really amazing. Yeah.
Sorry. You can pass there. But before we continue, we can take 3 more hands. And also, these people that you see here, they're the ones that created Mother Tongue from the beginning until today. It's the same people. Yes.
Well, we do have
different haircuts, hair color, hairstyle.
And we do have some older ensemble.
Yeah.
We have other ensemble members from the previous cast here also.
One thing we've done in the past, I don't know if we want to do it now, is that we've had past ensemble members and future ensemble members join the group. Does anyone want to, how about you guys come up?
Y'all join me? Oh, good. It's nice to meet you.
So we can Jesus. We can take 3 more hands with anything that you want to say, a question or thoughts. Yes, you can continue.
I just want to say, I've watched several of your performances, and I am always so amazed at how you can talk about what's going on inside of you on stage with comfort. I mean, I would not be able to do it, and I've been to many plays, and there is lots of wonderful emotion in them, but these are actors who are taking on a character and really able to get into it. But you are performing yourselves in a beautiful way, and the bringing in all the cultures and doing it in a way that we understand how you are feeling, not understanding the words, and then having somebody explain that. It's so much from the heart, and I'm so glad to hear what you have been going through. I also was an educator, and it is wonderful to hear how immigrants who are coming to this country thinking it's going to be, you know, milk and honey, gold and whatever. And it isn't. And you're showing us just how much we still have to open up and be free to ask you and listen to you. And you're doing it in a beautiful way. I feel like it might be good to even take it into schools.
Oh, we do. Actively.
Good. Anyhow, it was a wonderful performance. I really love seeing how the inside of you is coming out and performing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jaime. Hi.
Mother tongue has a very powerful message, and you know it. Each one of you, are so powerful, so beautiful. It touches my soul. I am an old-timer as far as it goes to the work that Julie and Jim have been doing over the years in this valley. And they are my heroes. Please do continue with these productions. These are messages that our culture, our country needs it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is there someone else? Oh.
Last hand.
Last hand.
Okay, I guess I have something to say. Since there's no last hand. All the stories, the pieces that you guys witnessed on stage were not just anything that just popped from our mind and just be written into papers. There are stuff that we really had to go deep down and dig and bring them out. When I came to United States, I had a younger version of myself crying every day deep down, asking me, is this really fair? Asking me over and over and over, when is the world gonna hear my story? And being on stage, for me, is an opportunity to give the young person, the young version of me that's inside, a space to tell the world what he wants them to hear. It isn't easy moving from one country to another
it's really hard. As a young, upgrowing person, it is really hard. And like Mantasser said, there isn't any other place that I would like to be more than here on stage. Because here on stage, I get to experience what I can do that I never thought I would be able to do. And it is great hearing your feedbacks, because you are letting that young man inside of me know that we heard your story. And I'm proud of you.
Before we go, I just wanted to let you know that the Performance Project is a small nonprofit, and one of the best ways you could help us out is by donating. There are QR codes in your programs which you can scan, and you could also go to the desk, the ticket desk, and sign up that way, or donate at our website. So, thank you.
But before y'all leave, I got a last message before you guys leave. For anybody that's out there, including you guys, that's out there judging people that can't speak English and judging their knowledge or their intelligence because they can't speak English, you're wrong, because we only speak English because that's the only language you guys understand. Not because we can't speak other languages, or not because we can't communicate. It's because that's the only language that you guys understand. That's why we speak English. And that's why we learn English. It's for your best interest, not us.